so appreciate you all being here. Know that this is a busy time of year. You all have a lot of choices of places you could be on a Saturday afternoon. And it's very, very special that you're here with us this afternoon. I know there's a lot of folks in this room that have run for office before, and they'll know what I mean when I say when folks come out to this event, when they give some of their funds and they spend time helping you, it's indescribable how much it means to you. So thank you all for being here. I want to quickly introduce just kind of our groups here. We've got a lot of other elected officials. Thank you, Jeff, for being here. Senator, you make this job such a pleasure. Senator Grassley, you know, is a very special person, somebody who speaks for agriculture for this country, somebody that speaks for Iowa. Let me thank those two right now. We have some other elected officials here too, and rather than naming each of them, I'm going to ask them all to stand if you recognize Tim, Tom, others, all the other elected officials that are here, please stand. I'm going to quickly introduce my family as well. I know I had some folks that we talked the last couple of weeks. They said, well, I'm thinking about coming to your bash. Are your folks going to be there? So I know why a lot of folks are here. And the others have said, how big are your grandkids now? So my mom and dad, Wayne and Margaret Northey, would you please stand? My wife, Cindy. Daughter Jessica, husband Thomas, Margaret, and Paul. Daughter Emily, her husband Eric, and Ava. And Ava's first badge, so you know we've got the fourth badge, the second badge, and the first badge. So we really appreciate it. I'm going to take a second now as well. To make sure that we all together sing for my mom who's having a birthday tomorrow. So we're not talking years, we're just talking birthday for mom tomorrow. And her name is Margaret, but everyone just say Mom. When we get to that point, happy birthday. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Everybody who's run for office can tell you how important family is, and how much they put up with you being gone, and the activities, and all of them have been in parades and lots of other things. So very, very important to making this all work. You know, so I have been Secretary of Ag 6.5 years ago, and certainly some of the folks in this room were a huge part of that first election happening a long, long time ago. It seems like now. In some cases, it seems like just a month ago. First ran for Secretary of Ag, had a primary, general election. It was very, very tight. There's some folks in this room that made sure that we had enough votes, slightly more than my opponent, to be able to be elected 6.5 years ago. And I'll be forever grateful. What a wonderful activity. I love being your Secretary of Ag. We have an amazing state, you know. We have a special place here. Special place for agriculture. The people in this state that are involved in agriculture in all parts of the state are absolutely wonderful folks. You know it, you sense it. Oh, just like all the folks that are in this room and all around our state. We got something that we should share as much as we can. Certainly the opportunity to be able to share that with other Iowans so that they know how special this is, that we take care of our agriculture like we need to. Share it around the country. Last year is able to bring the other state secretaries of ag into Iowa, and we got to tour them around and see some of the things that were happening here as well, and then the chance to be able to share this internationally as well. And we get lots and lots of international visitors that come here because of agriculture. They come to Iowa and they want to know what's going on. So what a great opportunity to be able to be a part of that and do my part with everybody else here and the other organizations that are part of sharing our story, making sure that that gets told, and frankly appreciating what we have and making sure that we do the right things for the next generations, such that agriculture is equally as special down the road. One little piece that you've seen probably something about, and it came about besides all the other things we've done, running a department and making sure that we manage our budget well. And we're about 50 people smaller in our department than what we were when I first took office. We had some budget challenges in the state. We shrunk. We certainly still got things done. We're great people in the department. We did a great job at getting the work done in spite of having less people around and less dollars to do it. So we've got great folks that we're able to work with. But about 2 years ago, actually 3 years ago now, we sat down and said, so what are those opportunities and threats out there to agriculture as we look forward? And one of those was looking at regulation. Constantly hear from folks the challenge that we have in a regulatory environment. What's the things that really concern us about future regulations? And one of those areas that really kept coming up was water quality, nitrogen and phosphorus management. What could happen around regulation down the road, either from federal government or other parts of state government? What do we need to do to be able to address that issue, improve on it, but make sure that this doesn't feed into a regulatory environment that ties the hand of producers out there, that doesn't fix the problem, and that we can unleash that creativity of producers by encouraging them, cost share demonstration projects with the folks that we work with, that invent new technologies that they can sell to farmers, that farmers can put on their lands, and we want to create a water quality initiative. I heard some about that this last year. The legislature was generous in providing some support for that. They're very convinced that we can make a difference. The way that we address water quality needs on farms out there is through that innovation and creativity, cost share, getting practices, and voluntary science-based practices, not a regulatory environment where one size fits all. We all know this state is very diverse. We have great agriculture, but it's very different from northern Iowa to southern Iowa, or northeast to southwest. And it's very different sometimes from county to county, and we all know even our farms. On one side of the farm, we may want to treat differently than another side. Government is not prepared to handle those kinds of differences and work with producers to produce those kinds of tools. So we've got a great start. You'll hear a lot more about it coming out over time. It occurred to me that it's about more than just the practicality of making water quality improvement. It's certainly about that. We believe we'll make real differences. We're going to be able to tell the story of farmers doing new and different things. They're going to improve water quality. But in some ways, it's even about how we work as people with our government. That there is a philosophy out there in some places that government knows best on these things. And even if we don't have all the answers, government someplace must have all those answers. I'm convinced they don't. I'm convinced those answers are not answers that fix problems. Those answers are sometimes things, as we look in other places, we can see that those can be things that cause problems.